When we think about aliens and xenomorphs, our imagination always takes us to a dark, claustrophobic place with a lurking biomechanical monster behind the shadows. While this is true, we quite often forget that sometimes those places are parts of a spaceship that traverse through the void of space, a fact which is often neglected. So here in this video we will do these ships justice and discuss in detail about each of these interstellar capable vessels, their sizes and their speeds as well, while traveling between star systems. So let's get to it. Number 1. The Prometheus. The USCSS Prometheus was a scientific exploratory vessel built and operated by Weyland Corporation. In 2089, archaeologists Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway discovered a star map in the artwork of several unconnected ancient cultures. They interpreted the map as an invitation for humanity from their forerunners called the Engineers. So launched in 2091, the Prometheus was stated to be the most advanced and most expensive faster-than-light capable vessel till that date. Officially designated as the United States Commercial Starship, it was created to follow a map to LV-223, a moon orbiting the gas giant called Calpamus in the Zeta II Reticuli star system. The Prometheus was equipped with 4 nuclear-powered ion plasma engines capable of vertical takeoff and landing, with thrust hybrid vectoring in both atmospheric and interstellar conditions. The crew traveled to LV-223 in stasis while the android called David manned the ship and studied various subjects. It was 130 meters long, or 427 feet in length, and 36.5 meters or 120 feet in height. Since it traveled from Earth to Zeta Reticuli in a matter of 2 years, traversing 39 light-years of distance, we can safely assume that its speed is equivalent to 0.04 light-years per day, or approximately 15 times the speed of light. Number 2. The Covenant. So the USCSS Covenant was a Weyland-Yutani Corporation colony ship serving the United Americas. Launched in 2103, the Covenant was tasked with traveling to the distant planet called Origo 6 to claim it for the United Americas. 1 year into its journey, the Covenant was unexpectedly diverted to a remote planet where the crew encountered the synthetic David 8, the sole survivor of the Prometheus incident. Through a series of events, David hijacked the Covenant, planning to use the ship's crew and payload for his ongoing experiments with a mysterious pathogen and the Xenomorphs. The Covenant, constructed in Earth's orbit, was designed to carry 2,000 colonists or passengers and 1,142nd generation embryos to Origo 6. The ship's propulsion system primarily consisted of plasma engines capable of faster-than-light travel. It also featured solar collectors called energy recharge sails, which could expand to the size of a small city in minutes to gather energy. The Covenant measured a massive 1,220 meters in length. Its speed is 0.08 light-years per day, or approximately 31.5 times the speed of light. Number 3. The Nostromo. The USCSS Nostromo was a modified star freighter owned by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation and commanded by Captain Arthur Dallas. Registered out of Panama, the Nostromo operated as a tug, connecting to and pulling loads like a tractor, rather than carrying them on board. In 2122, the Nostromo was destroyed when Ellen Ripley sets its reactor to self-destruct in an attempt to kill a lone xenomorph aboard the vessel. The resulting explosion completely destroyed the ship and its refinery cargo. So the Nostromo's main ship had the following dimensions: a length of 334 meters or 1,095 feet and a height of 98 meters or 320 feet. The attached refinery was massive at almost 2 kilometers long. The Nostromo could travel at 0.13 light-years per day when fully laden with the refinery, or approximately 46 times the speed of light. Number 4. The Betty. The Betty was a Hawker Systems Mantis-class resupply starship formerly captained and crewed by a group of smugglers and mercenaries. The Betty was already a very dated ship by 2381, having been constructed in the 2100s. At some point of time, it was commissioned by General Perez of the USM to acquire a group of human hosts for xenomorph cloning projects aboard the USM Origo. So this Betty had rear thrusters and is fitted with magnetic docking clamps. There are aspects of the ship that share its likeness to mid-20th century cargo vessels, like the rear cargo door. The cockpit design and the artwork for the ship's side was impressive. Since it was a starship and was built after the Covenant, the advancements on FTL travel would make it faster than the other ships. probably pushing its speed to 0.13 or 0.15 light years per day, or 46 to 54 times the speed of light. Number 5. The USCSS Romulus. This is the new ship that will be central to the storyline of the new upcoming movie called Alien Romulus. It is named after one of the two founders of ancient Rome, which were Remus and Romulus. It would be a significant ship in the storyline, and its size is still yet unknown since the movie is yet to be released. Most of the data is still classified, understandably, but we can guess that its speed would be maybe 0.2 to 0.5 light years per day, or approximately 73 to 182 times the speed of light, if we go on by the gradual advancements in FTL engineering in this universe. Number 6. The USS Suaka. The USS Suaka was a troop transport ship in service with the United States Colonial Marine Corps. It was most notably used in the investigation of the Hadley's Hope Colony on Akron or LV-426 in the year 2179, when it was manned by Lieutenant Scott Gorman's combat unit of Colonial Marines. It was commissioned in the year 2169, and the USS Suaka was involved in the year 2171 in a major operation on the planet called Lena 349, where it was struck by two anti-satellite missiles, the only fleet vessel to be damaged while in orbit. The Suaka was considered an unlucky ship since it was the 13th Conestoga-class vessel to be constructed. The Suaka was later boarded by personnel under Michael Bishop's command and returned by them to LV-426, where it was apparently used as a confined environment to which to study the Xenomorphs. This military frigate was 385 meters in length and had a mass of 78,000 tons. It had an interstellar speed of approximately 1.8 light years per day, or 677 times the speed of light. Number 7. USCSS Partner. The USCSS Partner was a troop transport ship owned by Weyland-Yutani Corporation, reorganized as a medical frigate. It served as Michael Bishop's mobile headquarters on the frontier and was used by Bishop and his science team in their attempt to recover Ellen Ripley and a Xenomorph specimen from Florina Fury 161 in the year 2179. The Partner was equipped with 6 science labs, a full surgical room with dozens of med pods, and it was stripped of all its railguns and long-arm missile pods. It was also rumored to carry a nuclear weapon within its bay. Number 8. The USM Origo. The USM Origo, commissioned in the year 2369, was a classified medical research vessel, or an MRV, in service with the United Systems military. This vessel was the site where the USM project to recreate the Xenomorph species by cloning the deceased Ellen Ripley came to fruition. In the year 2381, the Origo was ultimately destroyed when it was set on a collision course with Earth to prevent the cloned Xenomorphs on board from escaping and endangering humanity and its homeworld. The USM Origo was a 2,658-meter-long stealth-capable medical research vessel. It housed a permanent crew of 42 enlisted soldiers along with a 7-member science team. The Origo was controlled by an artificial intelligence program called Father, which managed the ship's autopilot, life support, and personal organization systems. Its speed is 0.008 light years per day within a star system, which is equivalent to 3.15 times light speed. And for interstellar speed, the data is classified, but we can assume it would be between 2 to 5 light years per day, or approximately 730 to 1800 times light speed. Number 9. The Space Jockey Derelict. The Derelict is an informal designation for the spacecraft discovered on the Akron LV-426 moon, operated by the enigmatic Space Jockey race. In the year 2122, an unknown warning signal broadcast from the derelict summoned the Weyland-Yutani commercial hauler USCSS Nostromo to Akron. The derelict is believed to have crashed on Akron several millennia before the Nostromo's arrival. The port prong of the derelict measured 161 meters in length, while the starboard prong measured 174 meters. The craft is semicircular, kind of shaped like a horseshoe. Official records indicate that the derelict was thought to be destroyed in 2179 when the atmospheric processor of Akron entered meltdown. However, it somehow survived and was later explored by a squad of colonial marines. Its speed is unknown, but it is highly likely to be over 2,000 times light speed, with a strange case of a hyper-advanced non-linear propulsion technology, as was seen to be used by these ancient aliens. And number 10. The Engineer Juggernaut. The Juggernaut was an engineer spacecraft discovered on LV-223 used by the last engineer there. In 2094, the USCSS Prometheus collided with it, causing the ship to crash, though it remained mostly intact. Another second vessel of similar design was later used by Elizabeth Shaw and the synthetic David 8 to travel to the engineer homeworld. This craft was eventually found by the crew of the USCSS Covenant. The Juggernaut was a large, asymmetrical, wishbone-shaped craft with a thickened central section between its two upward bending horns. The bridge area contained 4 sarcophagi, a control mechanism made of a biological-like material which is activated by using an engineer flute, and a pilot's seat at the center. Similar ships of the same design as the Juggernaut appear to be the primary or the most common vessels used by the engineers for interstellar travel. Their speed is likely unknown as well, but highly likely to be over 2,000 times light speed, with the same type of technology as the space jockeys, since they might be the same race. So those are the 10 biggest and fastest ships of the Alien movies, arranged in according to speed. So if you like this video, then watch this other one as well, and if you want to browse for other sci-fi content and Warhammer, then check out our channel. So subscribe and like for support, and while you're at it, bang on the bell icon for notifications and new video uploads. Till the next time, take care, boys.